Happy Friday! It is the Modern Mrs. Darcy reading weekend. I've been a member of this book club for, I think 5 years now. It's all online. If you know anything about it, it's led by Anne Bogle, and she also has the What Should I Read Next podcast. That was probably my gateway podcast to like the reading world, to Bookstagram, to BookTube. Like, because of Anne Bogle, I've become just a more public reader. And so this weekend there's going to be some events, but really the focus is to just read. And I will share like a screen grab of what's going on this weekend, but there's like an opening ceremonies, there's a journaling session, there's a closing ceremonies, there's a bingo card, just all sorts of fun stuff. And you get to do it in community. If you're a member of this book club, we have our own like portal online that we can kind of all interact in. But I've made my book stack, and so I'm really excited about it. I'm going to continue on with The House Across the Lake. This was a Summerween pick that I am about a quarter of a way in. Riley Sager is just like my go-to summer author. And then I would like to finish Crazy Stupid Bromance. I'm about a third of the way in, maybe a little more than that. Not quite half. I'm really excited though for the Russians book. I'll devour this, so this won't be a hard one to finish. I just want to finish it. And then the book club pick for the Modern Mrs. Darcy this month is Lessons in Chemistry. I started this, I read a few chapters like last week, and then Summerween happened, so I put it down. I do really like it. I think once I really get into it, I won't be able to put it down, but it's about like a woman scientist who gets kind of pulled into doing a cooking show, and kind of the misogyny that she experiences in the 60s. I think it's just really relevant given our current climate. But I am really, really excited to dive into this. I do like the cover. I know that's like a hot take. Not a lot of people do, and they don't think it does the book justice, but I really like it. So my other book club, I'm in Modern Mrs. Darcy Book Club and 2 others. We're reading award-winning books each month, and it'll just be different awards, and we draw. So this month is The Last Night at the Telegraph Club. I can't remember what it won. It's a teen book, but it is about 17-year-old Lily, who can't remember exactly when the question took root, but the answer was in full bloom the moment she and Kathleen Miller walked under the flashing neon sign of a lesbian bar called the Telegraph Club. America in 1954 is not a safe place for 2 girls to fall in love, especially not in Chinatown. Red Scare paranoia threatens everyone, including Chinese Americans like Lily. With deportation looming over her father, despite his hard-won citizenship, Lily and Kath risk everything to let their love see the light of day. So I'm excited. There's some like timelines kind of that like explain what's happening as you're reading. And I've looked up some reviews, and this is really highly reviewed. I mean, it is an award winner. I just can't remember which book it won. I'll find that out and share it. But that's my reading stack for the weekend. I probably will only like maybe finish 1 or 2 of them, but I'll make dents in them all. Also potty training my toddler, so this weekend could be a total wash. Who knows? But again, excited to read in community with the Modern Mrs. Darcy Book Club. Have a good Friday. Good afternoon. So it is the second day of the Modern Mrs. Darcy Readers Weekend. Last night, my husband had a friend over, so I was able to just hide in our room and read. I got new pajamas, so it was really nice. And I was reading The Crazy Stupid Bromance. I will admit it was taking me a while to get into it, but I reached a point where I could not put it down. And I also really liked that this one kind of took a more serious tone. And I think, honestly, all of the books so far in the Bromance Book Club have taken a more serious turn. The first one was dealing with divorce. The second one was dealing with Me Too. And then this one deals more with some trauma, some family deaths. Frankly, I cried at the end because there was some really beautiful scenes with like your relationships with family and parenthood and all of that. So this one ended up being a 4-star for me, which surprised me because it was taking me a while to get into it, but I've really enjoyed it, and I cannot wait to pick up the Russians novel next. Okay, sorry, I had to step away. My son woke up from a nap. We're potty training him this weekend, so it's been a very exhausting day. So I've been reading like not a lot. I am going to either make a huge dent in The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager tonight, or I am going to finish it. So we'll see. And then tomorrow I am going to commit to lessons in chemistry. We will be potty training again tomorrow, so I won't read a lot unless it's nap time. And I'm gonna work on the bingo card. I did order 3 books from a local indie. I actually used bookshop.org. I ordered Throne of Glass, A Deadly Education, The Only Good Indian. It's my first Stephen Graham Jones, which I know a lot of people love here. So I wanted to try that one, and that way I can read it in October. And then Throne of Glass, I think I'm gonna do a read along here coming up in the fall because I've never read it and I want to vlog my experience because Sarah J. Maas is like perfection for me. So, okay, I'm gonna go now that my kid is up and keep potty training him. So have a great day, everybody. Happy Sunday. So it's day 2 of the Modern Mrs. Darcy reading weekend, and we've been potty training our 2-year-old son, and it's going okay, but it's just a lot. We're doing like a 3-day method from the Oh Crap potty training book, and he's just very headstrong. So we're doing okay, but I was able to escape. My husband went to the gym during nap time, and then when he got back, I ran to Target to do a pickup order, and then I'm just like struggling. So I got more coffee. I got the caramel high rise from Caribou, and I'm just going to talk about books for a little bit while I sit here and just have some peace. I am reading The House Across the Lake by Riley Sager, and I'm really, really liking it. I know I tried to read Survive the Night last summer, and I did not really get into it, but I think it was because I just wasn't in the headspace, and I think Survive the Night might be my least favorite, even though I haven't finished it, so I'll have to go pick it up. But I've read everything else by Riley Sager, and I really have enjoyed all of them. I think Final Girls and The Last Time I Lied are my 2 favorite Riley Sager books. I enjoyed Home Before Dark, and is it Lock Every Door? I enjoyed that one too, but the Final Girls was by far my favorite because I actually read it on a girls' weekend at a cabin in a remote place. So just like that ambiance and that feel. And then I'm also reading Lessons in Chemistry, and I'm about a third of the way into it. And I like it, but I think it might have gotten overhyped, and I've just seen so much positive stuff. So I kind of think like the shiny allure is lost on me a little bit. There is a dog in the book, and he's like, you just love him so much. And like, I'm feeling big feels about him. And it's like, they're good feelings, but I just don't want to feel feelings. Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like, he's just so precious. And I'm like, if anything happens to him, then, it'll be bad. So I like it. And the tone of writing is really good. I just think it probably has been overhyped. However, I'm not that far into it. So I reserve the right to change my opinion here. And I probably will. With the Modern Mrs. Darcy Book Club, we are actually talking with the author on Tuesday night. So I want to finish it before that. So that's kind of where I'm going to focus all my energy on today as I have time to read. It's actually beautiful today. It was 100+ degrees yesterday here in Iowa. And this morning was so nice. So I was able to sit on the deck with my child and catch up on BookTube, and then sat out a little bit and read. So probably tonight I'll sit outside on the deck and read for a little bit. I am going to now go home, potty train some more because my child will probably be up from his nap, and then read some more. So that's my update for today. Have a great day, everybody. All right, so I had a great Modern Mrs. Darcy's reader weekend. I read 3 books over the weekend, and overall they were all really good books. I think all of them got 4 or 5 stars. But first, isn't my real life book club? Aren't we cute? We have our own mugs. So the very first book I finished was The Crazy Stupid Bromance, and loved it. I already talked about it, but I gave it 4 stars. The other book I finished would be Lessons in Chemistry by Bonnie Garmis. This lived up for the hype. I loved it. Totally recommend. And then I will be finishing this weekend. I mean, technically it's not on the weekend, but on Tuesday we get to talk to the author. And I'm really excited about that. So you'll get to see some footage from that. And then I finished the ever hyped The House Across the Lake. This is one of my favorite Riley Sagers. There's way more paranormal in this one, and it totally worked for me. So yeah, you can probably hear my little one. Hi. That's my wrap up for Modern Mrs. Darcy's Readers Weekend. And this is one of my very favorite books. Whoa, you want to hand them to me again? Can you bring it over here and give it to me? Good job. Have another one. Wow. Wow.